had a chainsaw accident. The chainsaw kicked back, nicked the top tendon on my toe.
People with ADHD tend to be entrepreneurial.
I have laid awake listening to my wife sleep so that I know what the breathing of a sleeping person sounds like. I'm relaxed.
Absolutely, I would not change anything about me. I love the way I am. If you could just do one job, what would it be?
Okay, you guys, welcome back to the ADHD Express podcast. Brian Carlson, your host. I've got a wonderful guest for you, Paul Jenkins. You guys, this dude struggled with ADHD his whole life. He made it through college, made it through marriage and life and kids and businesses. He's absolutely as fascinating and across the different spectrums as myself. I hope you enjoy this. We certainly enjoyed making this podcast. Have fun. Woo! Okay, well, that kicks off the initial official start of the ADHD Express. Hello, everybody. I'm Brian, your host. Thank you for joining us. As we always talk about, we don't warn people about our mic check there, our big spike in noise, and Paul's laughing. So, hey, you guys, as normal, I've got Joe here. He's not filmed up yet. He will be soon. We got Daniel, as always. And today we have a very special guest. This is a really good friend of mine. Paul and I met through our BNI chapter, which if you're a business owner and you're not in a BNI, you're not doing yourself any justice. But Paul Jenkins is here. Paul is a fellow ADHD liver. Paul has spent 4 hours doing an hour worth of homework every night of his life. And Paul also is a bit of a serial entrepreneur. Paul deals in black market potatoes. Oh, yeah. Paul is an amazing DJ and party thrower. He is an amazing gymnastics coach, and he specializes in dirty deeds done cheap. Oh, yeah. Paul Jenkins, how are you?
Oh, yeah, I'm living the dream.
Awesome. We just don't know whose dream it is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Paul.
Oh, in addition to those other 4 jobs, I also love coaching gymnastics. They turn into my kids. My wife was on Utah State's gymnastics team, and awesome. I fell in love in that world. And funny story. I one day was struggling to get a degree in marketing, and I found out there's 3 kinds of people in the world: those who can count and those who can't. So that tells you which one I am.
Yeah, right.
Apparently I can't count. So changed from marketing to public relations, and I needed 4-1 credit classes. And I met with Ray Korn from Utah State University, and he hooked me up with some 1 credit classes. And as I was walking away, he said, "Now, Paul, if they try to kick you out of that class, you say I said it's okay." Like, Ray, what'd you sign me into? Women's weightlifting. Thanks, Ray.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
Yeah, that kind of launched me sideways, and I ended up
in
school for 11 years.
How did they get away with women's weightlifting? Isn't there like no more genders at a university?
Oh, yeah, something like that.
I'm confused. Totally confused. That sounds very sexist. I don't know.
That day I identified as a women's weightlifting coach.
There you go. That's fabulous. Wow.
Yeah, wow. So I went to school for 11 years after that. I ended up with a master's in psychology and a business minor and a bachelor's degree in public relations. And so it kind of set me off on a crazy world. But yeah, that turned into a 4-ride paid scholarship with the gymnastics team. So that's why
amazing.
I love the college gymnastics.
As a coach or as an athlete?
More of a coach and support. And so I taught a lot of his weightlifting classes and gymnastics classes and more of a support staff.
Yeah. So Paul and I have talked. One of my bucket lists is to be able to do backflips and flippies, and Paul's going to teach me how.
Absolutely.
I'm still recovering slightly from the hip injuries and some of the nerve stuff. And I am getting stronger though. Like I was first one in and out of the Grand Canyon. I hiked pretty good.
Oh man, you usually got injured in jazzercise or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was a combination of like jazzercise and the trampoline. No, I roundhouse kicked a guy in the face, man. Come on, give me a little bit of credit.
I was thinking hip thrust. Come on.
Yeah, I was a little bit old for me to be trying to kick somebody in the face. That's for damn. Valid. But you know what? Chuck. That's also Chuck Norris. And like, to be honest, like if somebody's going to be like, Brian, you fall short of comparing to Chuck. Yeah, so does everybody. So, you know.
Yeah, they say Chuck Norris lost his virginity before his dad did.
You know, they say when Chuck is doing a push-up, he's not actually pushing Chuck up. He's pushing the earth down. He's amazing, dude. Did you know that Chuck Norris once rode a wheelie on a unicycle? Oh. I could go all day.
I like it when he had a fight with Superman and the loser had to wear their underwear on the outside of their pants.
That's right. Died 7 days later. Yep, the snake died.
That's the one.
Yeah, I forgot about the Superman one. Well, that's fabulous, you guys. So, Joe, what are you doing? Are you still... Okay, coolio. Oh, are you really? Oh, nice. Okay, perfect.
That's why I've been pulling it over.
Okay, gotcha. He's good. All right, we good. So we got audio on Joe. Sometimes we get. Okay, well, Paul, one of the things we like to talk about with the ADHD Express is kind of the different journeys that people are on, and like, I mean, I don't even think we could finish your journey in an hour's conversation, Paul.
Oh no.
And so like, let's kind of come up with some stuff. So let's do this. Let's get to know you really well. Let's talk about kind of some of the different things that you've done and some of the struggles that you've had and how you've overcome some of that ADHD stuff. And then I honestly think just knowing you're going to have to come on a second time. Or you know what even better is we're going to have to do a remote podcast while you're DJing at a football game.
Oh yeah.
I think that's going to be,
That would
and that's
be
how you get us
sick.
up there.
Oh, I love it. Let's do it.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then we could even interview the dude at the Aggies thing and like give them their credit.
Oh, I love it.
Okay,
That'd be
cool.
cool.
So that's
Party,
settled.
party.
Yeah. So yeah, so kind of give us some more info, man. Talk to me.
So going back to middle school, I'll start there.
Sure.
I feel like I went to South Cache, and I noticed that the kids that were good at math and English, they got put in with the accelerated group, and the ones that weren't, the hellions like me, were all put in the babysitting class.
Yes.
And after that divide, I don't think you ever catch up.
No, you don't.
And so anyway, I was so far behind in math that I decided I was going to go to college after I did an LDS mission. And anyway, I was over in the London, England mission.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Went to the Preston MTC.
No, actually, I was before, back in the Provo MTC, so I'm old.
Yeah, there was no Preston MTC back then.
Oh, yeah.
Young children these days.
Oh, I'm telling you what, right?
MTC, for those people who don't know, is the Missionary Training Center. So yeah, the LDS, we've talked about this before, but the LDS Church, their young men and women go and serve a 2-year mission when they go out and evangelize in the world.
Oh,
They
yeah.
send them before that. They get to go spend a couple months at the MTC.
That's right.
Learn a different language.
3 to 6 weeks. 3 weeks if you're
Depending on
homebound.
the
6
language,
weeks
right,
if you go out of the country.
So anyways, okay, so go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so I ended up doing the mission thing, came back, decided, actually I really like learning at that point. Had no idea. I didn't know that when you read a book, they have this glossary. You can look up things. Really, seriously.
Things wild, right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I went all the way through my high school years, did not read one book, and that's not cool. But
Yeah, dang.
that is what it is. And anyway, fell in love with reading, learning, came back from the mission, changed my life, decided I wanted to go to college, went one semester, did okay. Second semester, I discovered I'm really bad at math and withdrew before I could get kicked out. I was kind of bummed out, and so kind of gave the finger to USU, thought I'd never, ever go back to that again, and found myself working at Nucor still, and it was a good job. Had a chainsaw accident. The chainsaw kicked back, nicked the top tendon on my toe, and found myself having to have a tendon surgically reattached, and met a guy at the company store. And anyway, he says, how old are you? I'm like, well, I'm 25. He says, you like it here? I was like, yeah, it's all right. Pays pretty good, but I'm really not a fan. I just about cut my foot off with a chainsaw. He looks at me funny. He's like, you're young enough. You could probably get financial aid, FAFSA. You could go to college. My kids all go to college, and there's help for that. Oh, really? And he looked at me and he says, you know what, Paul? You're a dumbass. You should go to school. This big warm feeling hit me, and I was like, wow, God, is that how you're going to tell me go to school?
Right.
So, so I ended up going to college. And anyway, I was taking a math class, and my tutor, he said, hey, listen, I'm not going to tutor you anymore. You are so bad at math that you must be disabled. You need to go and get tested. I was
Awesome.
like, wow. So I went and got tested, and the test results came back, and they're like, you're not disabled. Your problem is, where were you in middle school? Did you go to middle school? Yeah, I was missing like the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade years of math. I had very low skills on negatives, decimals, square roots. So I really struggled. So I had a huge learning curve how to go through that, and so that's why I withdrew the first time. And then I ended up, after that chainsaw accident, and decided to go back to college, and I was married to a gymnast from Utah State. Her name's Amanda, and boy, she was really patient with me. But I honestly remember doing between 4 and 8 hours a day of homework on those math classes to try to muscle through those low-end math classes so that I could...
It's so hard because you just want to jump away and go to anything else.
Oh, yeah.
So
Where's the
it's
dopamine?
kind of interesting, a little similarity there. So back late 2000, 2006 and 9, I made the effort of going back to college and did some stuff, and it was those basic, the most core math classes. And like they were like, okay, here's this book, and I'm like, I went to this. I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I remember opening the first page, and I'm like, well, it looks similar to English. And I know that there's numbers there, but I'm like, I was like, I'm confused how to write my name on this paper. And it just didn't work. And the same thing, I went and talked to this tutor person, and they're like, well, yeah, you can come meet. And he's like, well, let's just have you work on what you know. And I was like, 2 + 2 is 4. I'm fairly confident of that. And it was kind of a very similar response. And that was actually when I got that phone call. I was trying to start the spice business. So I was a drug dealer at one point.
Yeah.
So I was trying to get the spice business going, and we had done a little bit, had figured out how to make it, but really hadn't kind of like taken off yet. And I'm sitting in this math class with this tutor who's not having a good time. Neither one of us wanted to be there. Neither one of us were enjoying ourselves, right? And I get this text message, hey man, I'll totally loan you guys that money so that you can make this big purchase and load your business. And it was my cousin calling me. He's like, yeah, I got this money. I'll loan it to you. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And so I sat there and I remember looking at the dude. I was like, that phone call was a business opportunity, and I'm going to be able to turn that into a couple $100,000. So, I think at this point in time, like, this is a dead end path for me. And I remember walking out of that class, going out, driving down, getting the money, making the purchase, the investment, and then boom, the next week it was a couple 100 kilos of spice that went out into the market.
Oh, wow.
And then within 4 months, I had paid cash for my house after that point in time. So it was one of those things. It was like, yeah, I don't know that the college path was for, and I mean, maybe it was. I look back and I'm like, I think engineering is fascinating. I think I could have had a good time at that, but I don't know that I could have gotten through the math.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there was somebody out there that could teach me, but I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So
absolutely.
Engineering's so cool how it works, but then they're like pulling out their protractors, and I say, oh no. Just think it through.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like I was in the Charlie Brown cartoon when you hear blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The tutor, you're like, wait, are we on? Do you not speak English? Like, that's what the problem is. We got the wrong tutor. Probably wasn't speaking English to us. I don't know. But sometimes it seemed like that. And it's kind of interesting to hear you talking about that struggle and how you had to just power through.
Oh, it was horrible. I'd rather run an Ironman than do those math classes again with no training.
Right.
It was just insane.
So I have a cousin of mine. I have a lot of cousins, but one of my cousins was earned a very high rank in the military, PhD earned. He just is brilliant, and he always has been that way. But like, he can't understand the risk factor that I'm willing to take of like, oh yeah, I bought this building, it was falling in and full of meth, but I bought it anyways. And then I fixed it up and I worked my guts, and like we were talking about that on the phone. He's like, I couldn't do what you're doing. He's like, but he goes, I have to make the comment that fortune favors the bold. I'm like, well, sometimes, like, because I've made that building in particular, I made a lot of money on. I had a really good profit when I sold that building. It was a 12-plex.
Wow, I love that slogan. Don't let fear and common sense stop you.
Right. Yeah. Come on, man.
ADHD, people with ADHD tend to be more entrepreneurial because of the way that we are. Like, we are we come and we fix something. Mm-hmm. But then once we fix it, like, we don't want to keep
touch it anymore. Yeah, we want to be free.
Well, we thrive on risk. We love it. Turns us on.
Yeah, it does. Well, dude, it does. Like, you should have seen us running down. We're trying to get through this canyon ahead of all these hikers, and we're on these edges of these cliffs being like, do you think we could make it? People are on the other side. They're like, no, you cannot. They're over there screaming, don't do it.
We did it.
We did.
I showed them.
I'll show you. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I do love it.
It was pretty good.
Well, yeah, anyway, after muscling through those math classes, I started getting some hope. I tell you what, it was, wow. 8 hours of math was just insane. But started to catch on and make up for the missed 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade year.
Yep.
And I got some hope. But wow, I just wish one of the things I do think that you can figure out when you're on ADHD, you get the superpower of hyperfocus.
Yes, you do.
Because I really don't think a normal person would have endured and done that. Now, a little disclaimer: I am a self-proclaimed ADHD. I actually
do you want to take the test? I have the questions.
Oh, you do?
I do.
I can be diagnosed right now.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. What do you mean the questions?
Have you never taken the test?
Oh, dude, I was up at the Center for Persons with Disabilities. They say they've never found anybody with a highest score as me. They made me take the test
I got
twice.
A perfect score.
Oh boy.
So, but see, hang on, I don't remember there being questions. I remember sitting in this little, like, a cubicle dark room and had a screen, and it would beep or it would shine 1 dot or 2 dots, and I was supposed to, like, hit a space bar of, like, paying attention, and, like, I'd sit there and be like, wait a minute, was that a beep? And then you'd be like, wait a minute, did I just see a flash? I better hit the space bar like 5 times. And, like, they were like, yeah, I remember the doctor coming in, he's like, why did you hit the space bar like 10 times in a row? I didn't realize how long I had spaced out, and so I was just trying to guess at how many times I missed the beep. And
Still thinking about if you missed the first beep or not.
And then you're like, wait, was that too many? Hang on, I better skip a couple. Like,
oh wait, there was a light.
shit, wait,
oh,
no, did I skip one before? Yeah. And it was like, and then he was like, okay, we're gonna do that again. And it was just like, no, please no. But then I did it again, and the score was even worse. That's why I'm like, there's got to be different variations.
Well, this is what they do now based on. It's how they diagnose you
This is probably
in the
in
meeting.
06 when I got diagnosed.
Yeah, I think I don't know, because that was about the time, because there's no longer ADD and ADHD. They're the same. But now it's ADHD hyperactive and ADHD inattentive. Those are the two types now.
Okay. Interesting. I would guess that I'm...
I think you and Joe are both hyperactive, and I'm inattentive.
Oh yeah.
I can't help it.
Inattentive is daydreaming. Wow, celebrity crush is.
That's okay. I got you. Yeah, I don't do that. You know what's funny though, you guys? Like I always think about this stuff. Oh, when I get older, it's gonna be so much better. My mother is in her 70s. I look at her and I'm just like, man, I'm screwed. There is no hope. And my mom's highly functioning. She's brilliant. She's awesome. She's amazing. But like, she's also all over the place. You know, she knows. She gets it. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's got the questions. I can get diagnosed right now.
Ooh. How long is the question list?
How many questions you got?
Questions.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we put it up there real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of want everybody to go through this.
Oh yeah, let's find this out here.
I think this is going to be...
Yeah, I actually met with a therapist, and I told him all the things I'd done. And he says, your skill sets are too high. You've accomplished too much that I'm really not going to diagnose you with it. Says it wouldn't make a point. He says, because I was kind of hoping to try that Adderall, because I have a couple, family members. I won't say who they are. But yeah, I've got quite a few family members, which would probably indicate that I probably have it too. And anyways, like, yeah, I wouldn't do any good.
You could always try. So basically, if you gave a nice cup of coffee with some espresso in it, and if you feel hyper focused, then you need the Adderall. If you feel jittery and wired, you don't.
Oh, in fact, I carry a 100-ounce Diet Mountain Dew drink everywhere I go, like a ball and chain. That's a probably good symptom. Yeah. And when I wake up in the middle of the night to take a drink of Diet Mountain Dew, I don't even drink water anymore. So that myth of you have to have water or you'll die, that's still wrong.
That's funny.
Anyway,
dude, what the hell? All these people shaking their leg in this room. It's irritating. Yeah. I'm over here like shaking a little bit. I'm like, why is he shaking his leg? Wait, I'm doing it too.
It happens.
I was gonna say, are you okay, man? You're shaking your leg, and then I was like,
oh yeah, he's doing it too. Yeah. I feel like he gives me more attention when I sit and bounce my leg.
Stimulate yourself because you're getting bored. There's not enough going on.
Oh, that's it.
Helps give like a grounding place.
Now I'm like
in
really
your
trying to
thought.
like sit still. I'm like all subconsciously.
Don't do that.
I don't think it's going to connect. But I can start reading them.
Sure.
Oh yeah, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Right, so
Okay, finally diagnosed.
In fact, we'll show everyone's results on what they think. So you need to rate yourself on these scale of 1 to 5. Okay. And I know when I heard this questionnaire.
Do we need to write them down so we can like figure out a score at the end or what?
Well, you just keep it rough track.
We'll just like put the number above everyone's head in the video.
Oh yeah. I'm sure when we all get 5s, we'll just times it by 16 and be there.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so 1, I don't identify with that. 5, I do identify with that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That'll be easy to subtract the 1.
I know.
Every once in a while.
I'm not even going to bother with the 2.
I'm just curious to see if we can all finish this test.
If we can get to the test.
Tomorrow afternoon. Question 3.
On the 40th episode.
Wait, what was the second question?
On each question, if you pass, so all it takes is to answer 6 of these correct now, out of the 16. Got a perfect score.
Oh boy.
So, here we go. First question is...
Bring your mic back.
There it is. Stop moving. How often do you have trouble wrapping up the final details of a project once the challenging parts have been
I don't like this game.
It's kind of like taking shots this whole test.
Oh boy.
5 for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm a 5. I got so many
I might even
projects
have
almost
a 6
done.
going on. I think that table right there, that clamp has been on that table for a year and a half.
Oh boy.
I glued that a year and a half ago. All I got to do is take the clamps off, give it a little sand, and seal it, and that's a finished piece.
Oh, yeah.
A year and a half. It'll probably take me 20 minutes to finish that. One day. One day it's going to take me 20 minutes to finish that.
When the hyperfixation is there.
That's right. Okay, so there's a 5 for all of us.
Oh, yeah, 5. We all win.
If you answered above a 3 on that, that's a positive on that question. How often do you have difficulty getting things in order when you have to do a task that requires organization?
Oh, boy.
So that's a different one. So if I can hyper focus on something like that, I am just going to get it done. Like right when you watched me do the tool board thing, I had that done in like a day. So I think it really depends on how much you can hyper focus on it.
Well, do you choose what you hyper focus on?
So I struggled that my whole life, and it has taken me, I'm pretty close to about 1,000 self-help books in the last 4 years. There's the hyper-focus. But I would spend most of my time building my to-do list, and then I'll do the A's will get me fired, killed, or divorced. The B's I might get to someday, and C will be the, I'll never get to that, but I'm going to write it down, put it on the list. Yeah. And so I've had to really retrain myself to compensate for, because I see all that stuff hits me at the same time and I don't get nothing done because I'm so stressed out because there's 100 things to do.
Yeah.
They have a thing called a doom pile. Have you ever heard that reference? Do you know what it stands for? It's an acronym.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's an acronym. It's
Doom pile or doom file?
So it's DOOM pile.
Ooh, doom pile.
Yeah. Someone look that up.
I'm looking it up right now.
The next one.
Right on.
But no, it's crazy because the way that the brain, ADHD attacks the executive dysfunction portion of our brain, which is the part of our brain that tells us to complete
Okay, so the doom in doom pile is actually an acronym. It stands for didn't organize, only moved. An experience many people with ADHD can apparently relate to in trying to organize their space. Okay, so yeah, because you know what, you're right. I absolutely will be like, oh, I better clean that up, and I'll just go and put it on a different bench somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you have the closet that's just like,
Well,
of course,
every drawer
everything
ends up being a junk drawer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to.
That's the thing. You put it in a drawer, you forget it's there, and then you never use it.
Oh, yeah.
Until you need something out of that drawer and it gets back on the table.
And you find when you want to go and clean out the drawer or whatever, you first got to go pee. And then after you go pee, you got to do a text. And you call somebody. Now you're eating something.
Oh, wait, hang on. I better change a tire on the four-wheeler really quick.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot something else.
Oh, yeah, I can't find my lug wrench. Well, let's go down to Home Depot and buy another one.
Oh, look at this nail
Yeah,
gun.
I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah, again.
That was a friend I hadn't seen in 10 years.
Yep.
Let's visit with him.
4 hours later, you're done talking to him.
Yeah, and they come home tired, don't know what you did today.
And that friend will avoid you for the rest of their life because you just gobbled up 4 hours of their afternoon.
Yeah, they hate you now.
Okay. Yeah, apparently that's a thing we all have. And everybody who's watching this who has ADHD, they're like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so hey, did we ever answer that second question? We were all 5s, right? At least we were.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we're going to print T-shirts.
Probably like a 3 on that.
Yep, so I'm 10 so far, I guess. That's fine.
So we need to make T-shirts to say Doom on them.
Yes, we do.
That would actually be great.
Oh, boy.
I'm writing that now.
Yeah, that's an idea.
So that Doom T-shirt.
ADHD doom. How often do you have problems remembering appointments or obligations?
Oh, boy. So
You don't do
There's
your
an
scheduling.
appointment that I've been trying to get to every day this week, and every day I've driven past the house, and I'm like, I get home, my wife's like, did you stop at that house? I'm like, oh. She's like, there's paperwork on your clipboard. It's all the way on the back. Anyways, I'm going to try to get that house today. We'll see. It's going to be really funny if we record next week and somebody goes, hey, did you get to that house yet?
So apparently I'm completely disabled with that. I have to have always had a planner or a phone. And if I do not put in there, I probably lied to you.
See, I'm a video editor, and all of these things need to be in a certain place for me in order to work with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know for me, I have to place everything exactly here, and here, where it is, and I literally treat that place as sacred.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I don't treat it as absolutely sacred, I get stressed out when I get in there.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it's terrible.
That's me. I got like 42 browsers open on my computer.
Only using 3 of them, right?
Yeah, just so I can't find it later. You know?
Yeah, because you're like, oh, it's one of the. I'll just make a new one. It's easier for me to log back in.
Oh yeah, and then I got the Apple screen so I can flick through. So I have like 12 screens open at the same time.
So can I just totally? I'm sorry to like ADHD on all of this, but if we could just take a second and look at the sign on the fireplace. So my gamer tag, my gamer name, which I don't actually game, so I don't even know why I have a gamer tag. But because I came up with a really cool one, I decided I needed to create an account on Xbox. So my gamer tag is Trick Von Doom. How funny is that? That Doom is now like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, as soon as I realized that, it clicked in my head. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Like subconsciously, I just know all this stuff. And like,
gosh.
I'm doomed.
He's doomed. He's the king of doom.
I'm Trick Von Doomed. Dang it. I got to change my gamer tag. Instead of Trick Von Doom, it's Trick Von Doomed.
Doomed. Oh, I love it.
Dang it.
We could add to the acronym. Add the ED.
Doomed.
So we made it through 3 questions.
I know. In 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're that good.
Wait, what was the third question?
We were riding bikes somewhere.
I just forgot.
Did you forget obligations?
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, yeah. That's because I was writing down a T-shirt
Was
thing.
that another 5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All
Well,
day.
most people only like get a 3 or like a 4 on most of these questions. But I know that I for sure, all except for one of them, I got a 5. And my doctor looked at me and he said, "You are what we call a poster child for ADHD."
Yes, we are. And that's why we're friends.
Yeah, the vice principal of Mount Crest popped in me one day when I was at Utah State working on my master's degree in psychology, and he's like, so, like, what are you doing here?
This is like a work release program from the jail?
Yeah. Seriously. I was like, well, I'm working on a master's degree. Really? You are working on a master's degree? Yeah. In what? Like, I want to get my master's in psychology so I could be a school counselor. And he laughed. He's probably still laughing.
Question 4.
Oh, there it is. I couldn't hear myself and it was kind of freaky. I always have the headphones on.
Oh, boy.
It's tripping me out. Here we are. Question 4.
When
When
you have a task that requires a lot of thought, how often do you put off doing it?
Oh, I'm a 5 on that.
Good old
Mhm.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I like to tackle the little teeny things like go to the bathroom again, send another text message, make another phone call, because I get so irritated if I'm in a room that requires a lot of thought and I hear talking. And in fact, my theory is everything around you makes noise. So if you're in a place that's dirty or messy or there's a dirty sock on the floor, I'm not getting anything done.
Yep.
I gotta go put that dirty sock away if there's
Valid.
dishes in the sink, or because I'd rather do all that stuff than do the hard thing to think about. And so, yeah, I have to. In fact, I used to go and hide at Burger King, middle of the night, where there was nobody to bug and talk to me. And anyway, put my headphones on so I can't hear sounds or anything else, so I could really think deeply about what I was working on. Because I just couldn't do it.
So I have had 2 not very slow leaks, meaning that they're a leak of tires on my lawnmower for like and literally every time I get it out, I air up the tires, up and mow the lawn, and then just let the tires go flat. I yesterday spent 15 minutes, jacked up the lawnmower, popped the tires off, dropped them off at Les Schwab. They put new ones on. I put it back together.
And
I mean, the whole project was like 30 minutes, and I was like, 3 years. I aired up those tires
Oh man,
twice, like every 10 days. I have an acre to mow.
Compressor
Like-
out, everything pumped up, the hose.
I cannot believe I did that for 3. Like even my wife, she's finally like, honey, she's like, I don't mean to put this on you. She's like, I know you're really stressed. She's like, but if you could fix the lawnmower tire, she's like, I would love to be able to help him mow the lawn.
That's the thing. Executive dysfunction is the inability for you to initiate and start tasks by your choice.
hmm
Right? You can initiate and start tasks just fine.
My idea.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The inability to start something, even though we know it's there, it also causes stress, which causes paralysis.
Oh yeah. And I find the anxiety kicks in, and we all start bouncing our knee, because of the
Dude,
anxiety.
that was-
Gives you a sick stomach.
For those of you, I don't know if the cameras should our legs, but like literally, if this
I'm sure everyone's body was
if this was not a
vibrating.
concrete floor, like you would have been able to hear anything.
It would have been like boop, 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 boop,
Yeah,
boop,
we
boop.
all look like
Bounce.
Thumper on Bambi.
Yeah, dude, that was ridiculous. Oh, right. People would yell at you all the time.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
like, yeah. My wife's still like,
Oh,
we
yeah.
go to, because I struggle with church a lot. I sit there in those pews and I'm shaking, and people are like, you'll have somebody from 2 rows down come down, put their hand on your knee, just stop for a minute. You'd be like, hey, but it builds up the energy, it just gets worse.
Oh, yeah.
Now I need to stand up and
Yep,
walk.
yep, yep.
Like,
So I was sitting in church one day, and the guy next to me looks at me and like, "What's your problem?" And I was like, "Well, be honest, I'd rather watch this on the elliptical rider, turn it up to 3 times speed."
Yeah, because you guys talk so slow.
Yeah, seriously, like, "Oh, you're killing me."
Yeah, I go to see. Yeah,
Oh yeah, at least.
helps out.
Oh
Helps
yeah.
out. Dang it. Okay, number 5. Yeah, that was good.
'Cause my memory's so short, I can't remember what I heard, so I got to turn it on speed with the thought still there.
Yeah, right. And loud.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are you guys ready to get called out?
Sure. Why not?
ADHD Express.
ADHD Express.
How often do you fidget or squirm with your hands or feet when you have to sit for a long time?
Oh my goodness.
I fidget with my hands and with my feet if I sit for 2 minutes. Like, I just fidget.
Yeah, if the viewers could all see this, we'd all
Oh,
be
I
fidgeting
know.
right now.
I'm
looking
over
at
here
the
about
foot
to have, like, I'm
bouncing.
starting to sweat because I'm like, I've got it locked down so hard. And actually, now that we talk about that, does anybody else have this? So when I can't sleep, which is all the time, I'll be like, okay, I have laid awake listening to my wife sleep so much that I know what the breathing of a sleeping person sounds like. So I will lay there, get all focused, perfectly still, and I simulate the breathing noises. And I pretend to fall asleep, and I just lay there. And like literally after 20 minutes or an hour of doing that, I'm like sweated through my shirt because I'm like literally just locked down. Don't move. Fall asleep if you. Never works, and then I'm just all night long. I'm awake.
Also, you're sitting there thinking about not moving, but then you're thinking about not moving. It's like, oh, I have to get that done tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh yeah, never kill. And then you get a headache. Then you got to go pee. Then you're on Facebook. You wish everybody happy birthday. And you got 4,800 friends. And then at 5 a.m, you're like, oh, I'm so screwed.
yeah.
We're really screwed.
It all starts with that thought at like 6 o'clock that you need to go to bed early. That's what, for me, it's always like, I need to go to bed early tonight. And then it's like, I do everything to get to bed early and then lay in bed like thinking about everything.
I will tell you, we've talked about it. You guys know. So I right now, for the first time in my life, I don't want to say I have my sleep locked down, but I have it a little bit dialed in. And so like if I start winding down by 8 o'clock, and that means no phones, no stimulation, lights are off in my house, no TVs, kids can't be running around, I can go to sleep by 9:30, and then I'm up at 4.
Wow, yeah.
Like religiously. Now, I am up at 4 all the time, whether I go to sleep at 9:30 or midnight, or if I don't sleep at all. I'm just like awake.
Oh boy.
And so and that's been my whole life. Like we went 3 days. I don't think I slept at all the whole 3 days that we were down doing the St. George thing. And like you could see it on me. You look at my face, you're like, man, what's wrong with Brian?
Nights before I was stressing about
Well,
that.
Joe died. No, you kind of died. We got there. You were not feeling well, and you were sick, and you just laid down and died. But you hadn't slept for like 2 days before.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out how
Getting everything ready.
You know, I belong. You guys know I belong to all these prepper groups, right? You know, some of the guys that we know, and they're all and so one of the big things these prepper groups, because they're getting their bullets and their medicine and their food and their water and their this and their that and their radios and then one of the big topics always comes up. If you dudes had to put that gear on and walk a mile, you'd die of a damn heart attack, right? Which is most of the prepper type guys. They're all fat and lazy, and so this group is like, you know what? You're right. So they start organizing all these rucks, and they're going to do things. They're going to go and do stuff, and I completely forgot where I was going. What were we talking about before that? Does anybody remember?
Well, we were going riding bikes or something.
Yeah, damn it. I was going to make a point about something that I...
No, it was prep group, and you were talking about walking a mile, and you can't do that.
Yeah, well, they could... No,
They have all the gear that they
that
never
they don't use. It was something...
actually
like,
use.
yeah. I know, that's what I was trying to think. I was literally going to bring that together for a reason, because they were...
Oh, yeah.
What was our question? Oh, fidgeting and squirming, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like we're all fives on that one. We're doing it right now.
Yeah, and I was going to totally, and then I didn't talk fast enough, and it escaped me.
Oh, yeah.
When that happens,
I had a point I was going to make, and then I was like, oh, wait, I have to give a little backstory first, and then I lost the point.
It was going to be a good one,
Your
too.
brain is 5 steps ahead of what you're saying.
That I said something really like just inspirational, and like you guys were all like, wow, that was amazing.
Might cry a little, man, just saying cheers.
Good stuff. I do like my prepper group. They're fun. But I think I was going to make
Lost it.
So, screen timed out? Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, we're good. Okay.
It is only that one that does it. You don't even know the amount of computers and stuff that we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, your listeners, if they can see what I see in here, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so we actually usually have this 360, Paul. So this camera in the center is doing a 360 of the whole room.
Oh, no kidding. So they get to see it all.
Yeah, and so they can
move it around. So when we do the shaking, definitely going to be doing a little spin around.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking like the Energizer Bunny.
Oh, yeah. When we're all sitting here like spazzing out, he's going to definitely have a little clip so that everybody can get a good chuckle.
Oh, yeah. So all our ADHD friends are going to put on 2x speed. We're all going to be like... I'm going to play move it.
Wait, are they moving
That's so funny.
6.
Yeah.
How often do you feel overly active and compelled to do things like you were driven by a motor?
When are you not? Is there another way to be?
Yeah, seriously.
People actually get tired.
Wow. So this has ruined me. I have a hard time on vacations or time off when people play games. Oh, I hate it. It's a living hell for me. I got to be moving and doing things 24/7. I'm
Accomplishing something. Got to be finding that dopamine.
The anxiety just kicks right in. If I'm not doing something, I feel like I'm going to die. Like, holy crap, I have got to be out moving and doing something. So that's why the knees bouncing all the time when I'm sitting through something, because I have this like, oh crap, I got so much to do right now. I'm not getting it done.
I actually have a question for you.
Oh, yeah.
So there's the other side of that too, because whatever happens with ADHD, it's kind of all or nothing, right? You either do it.
Hang on, I remembered my point. Oh my gosh, ADHD. Okay, so the guys you're talking about, the prep guys, they always want to do these things where like, we're going to go do this training event where we're going to stay awake for a couple of days and see how we function. So all these normal dudes who sleep all the time, for them, they're like, oh, we need to prepare ourselves so we know how we're going to react when we're tired. And they're like, come do this with us. And I'm like, you guys are dumb as hell. I haven't slept in 3 days. Kiss my ass. Like, I function just fine with no sleep because I do it all the time.
That's how we work.
I'm so sorry. That's what I wanted to make the point of, is that these dudes want to practice functioning with no sleep. And I'm
that was so worth it.
So it was, right? Because that's part of life.
Oh, yeah,
you don't have to practice functioning with no sleep. You don't have to practice functioning with no sleep, right? We just function with no sleep.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice when you have ADHD.
Literally, there's no choice.
The other night, when my internet wasn't working, you were here till like 1 a.m. I did not sleep. I was like, Joe, I got to get away from you. I need to go to sleep. It didn't work. The noise, every time I'd hear something, up, and I got to pee. Then I got to get some water. I know. It's okay. You can't help it, dude. You just can't. That's ADHD.
Just the thought of knowing that you're in there doing something and he doesn't know what it is.
And towel myself off because I did the whole trick. I'm just going to relax. I'm relaxed. And my wife will say, like, when I'm doing that, she's like, your whole body is like so tense, you're shaking. You're like, yeah, and? What's your point? Like,
oh boy,
yeah, right? So does that happen to you guys where you literally are like, you sweat through your clothes and you have to get up and towel off and like?
Yeah, somewhere about 4 a.m, I wake up in a pile of sweat and like, oh great, now I have a headache. Oh, and I have heartburn. I wish I didn't eat that. Oh, whose birthday is it? I'm on Facebook. Oh yeah, happy birthday. 5:30 in the morning again. Let's do this.
That's why that do not disturb is actually so
Oh
filler when you use it.
yeah.
But my question was, so there's the exact opposite side of that spectrum too, because ADHD, it's all or nothing, right? You're either doing something or you're not doing it because you can't engage.
Oh yeah.
So there's another thing that happens. I'll be curious on all of you guys actually. It's you do a task where you complete something really big in the morning and you have a hard time shifting to something new because you already done something that day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Celebrate. It's like, wow, I did
rested on your laurels.
Really hard. Oh yeah, I'm a rock star. I got that done.
Yeah.
Yay!
Even though you still had like 8 other things, and that might not be the biggest thing.
Right, I literally just put the new roll of toilet paper on.
Oh yeah. Yay!
Dopamine.
Champion.
Yay!
Oh yeah, my wife, for my joke, is she married me 25 years ago, so she's been living with ADHD for 25 years.
Right. That's the people who need the credit. Those women that deal.
Yeah, then you have a talk show.
And then you have a talk show. Well, yeah, but the thing of it is like it resonates. There was one of our listeners had commented about it really scratched his ADHD itch, and like he vibed with it, and he was actually really cool. We ended up having. Did you just kill the dog?
Oh boy.
Hit you?
I literally fighting it before
So on that note, my wife gets frustrated. She's like, Paul, you just can't go for a run. It has to be a marathon or something, right? Yeah, because I'll go into the gym, and I usually do 13 miles because I just can't go in and work out. I can't just do like 100 crunches in the morning just to get going. No, I got to do 1,000 because it has to have some kind of meaning. So, not for my birthday. I decided for my birthday, I'm going to do something every year to punish me or celebrate. But I do 50 backflips. So I go over to the sports academy, and I'll do 50 backflips and some on the trampoline, but most of them I'll do them into the foam pit. So it's nothing dangerous, but they're real legit backflips. Yeah. I'm landing pretty high. I'll have to show you the video sometime. But yeah, it's a little extreme. So yeah, it's just been difficult to just do one backflip, celebrate. No, 50.
Yeah, might as well. Well, and you're going to know how to do it.
Yeah. Instead of go for a run, no, let's do 13 miles.
Right.
And then I suffer.
Yep. And then you suffer a little bit. That's all right.
So now it's time
It
to
happens
read
like
the top part that I skipped at the beginning.
Uh-oh.
It says, please answer the questions rating yourself each on the criteria shown. And it has gray boxes on 3 through 5 on most of them. And if you mark in those boxes, then that means that's a yes on that question's yes. And if you get get 3 of those right, you have ADHD.
Oh boy, I am now diagnosed.
We are now diagnosed.
we're not even.
So how many visitors how many listeners are able to stay with us long enough and just got diagnosed with ADHD as well?
I'm sure all the ones with ADHD are riding bikes right now.
I know. Yeah, they're all
their legs are bouncing.
Actually, no. This type of conversation is really stimulating for an ADHD. Bounce all around.
Oh, yeah,
they're like, this is great.
They get me.
Yeah, right. It's true.
Yeah,
well,
they get me. Oh my gosh, there's others
my
like me.
people.
We get lost often, but we always make it back.
Eventually, yeah, we're pretty good at getting back.
We'll solve the world problems. That's what we do.
So yeah, the rest of them are all on how bad you are. I'll blow through these real quick because I don't want to waste all their time on here.
Oh yeah.
So with this one, I just want you to shout it out after I say it.
All right.
All right. Quick fire round. How often do you make careless mistakes when you have to work on things that are boring or difficult projects?
Oh my goodness.
Brian didn't even have to say anything. That face said it all.
Sorry, I don't like these questions.
Yeah, seriously. When I took the aptitude test in high school, I put A, C, D, C, A, C, D. Made a half a Christmas tree on one, half a Christmas tree on the other.
Yep.
Answers it all right there.
Answers it all right there.
How often do you have difficulty keeping your attention when you are doing boring or repetitive work?
Oh,
Possible.
I have to have some in the background going music or something. Yeah,
I closed a business. I closed a profitable business because I was my furniture. I had an order to make like 200 coffee tables and 130 end tables, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll just quit and go do something else." So I closed up my shop. And I literally was like, "That was what maybe was like, yeah, I'm not going to make it in this business. I can't do that."
Oh, yeah. It's just I don't blame you.
Much of the same thing over and over.
Never making 100 of anything. Sorry.
I'm only laughing, so I'll invite you in to come in to do backflips.
I know, yeah. Let's just go backflips. Yeah. Maybe I'll do 100 backflips. I bet you I can get there.
100 backflips.
Yeah. I'm actually, anyways, sorry, back to your questions. I was about to totally ADD there.
Yeah, we're totally losing it.
Do you have difficulty concentrating on what people say to you, even when they're talking directly to you?
Can you read that question again?
I'm probably a 3 on that one. That's probably one of the ones that I've built up the bet. I bet you I'm not maxed out on that guy. Yeah, I'm not maxed out on that. Although some people who speak lose me. Guys that are real slow. Like, there's a person that we all know. I'm not going to say his name. It's too slow. It's too repetitious. I try to go to some of these like, we're going to have these self-help, these, whatever meetings. And I sit there and I'm just like, some people talk so slow. I can daydream, go on a complete journey to a foreign country, invent a whole other people in a language, come back, and homeboy still hasn't made his point.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, just shoot me now.
Oh, it's a flowery thing. It's, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. And today you've lost me. I just want to punch you in the face.
We're done. Yeah, we're not communicating.
Like, wow, I just wished 4,800 people happy birthday.
Exactly. Oh, no, I just kicked.
Yeah, for me on that one, I've kind of developed, I guess, it's like, I don't know if you guys, when you're reading, like skip over words. Or like when I read, I skim read, so I'll skip an entire sentence and be able to
The
get
gist.
like
Yeah.
grab the gist. I kind of do that.
Everybody does
Like
it? That's just-
sometimes when I'm listening to people or like they're talking, like I'm thinking off on this and then come back in and then jump back
Extrapolate
off
what
on
they
this.
said just off of
Yeah, and it's like it's still getting it together, but just
only when people talk really slow. I think that's pretty much it.
yeah.
Or if you're talking to somebody, it's a run-on sentence. Oh, I just want to die.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me die.
Next one. Sorry, it's reloading. Oh, here we are. Oh, I lost it. Oh, right here. Next one was I just asked when people are talking. Because I'm using Edge and they have that thing where you click on.
He doesn't have ADHD that bad, I don't think.
I can't remember what we were doing.
No, it takes too long to watch.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
never made it through a game.
Amen.
Never.
Football, I can only watch like it in 4 times speed, and then only watch like the little highlight reel that's like the 7-minute one. Even that's too long for me.
I said 8 or the DP when okay, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny. He couldn't even get through a full word on that sentence. Like, not even one word came out complete.
You want to know what's
They all merged together.
And we all understood everything he said. That's what's even funnier.
Yeah, we're all bouncing our knee listening.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
How often do you misplace or have difficulty finding things at home or at work?
I also don't want to talk about that at all.
I just lost this somehow.
I'm aware. That's what's so funny about it. Like, we'll lose everything, dude. Like, do we not?
Yeah, literally.
Like you said, you have to have a specific place for everything that's important religiously. Because if it goes anywhere else, it's gone forever.
That's my thing. It's like
Hey, do you
religious.
guys-
Everything goes in
I just
these
set up my
spots,
server
and
so that all of my footage can be in that sacred place. Now.
Uh-huh.
Like, it is sacred. I have all of our stuff from Rip in now, and I have everything for the podcast.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, so then I don't have to go Doom.
There's a lot of data that we have. Like, just this thing right here is like, the video off of that is like 30 gigabytes.
Oh, my
It's
gosh.
so huge.
Oh, boy.
It's 30 now because we turned it down.
Yeah, it used to be bigger. It
Oh.
was ridiculous.
You know, that's one thing I think that's helped. I require myself to build a process on everything that I do. In fact, with memory, I struggled so bad. I've read many, many, many memory books to try to figure that out. And maybe another time, but I've gone through creating my own language out of numbers so that I can memorize things even better and have a process on
that's
how
cool.
to put things together. And that's what got me through grad school.
A couple of things I think I do the same thing. Makes it just
Mm-hmm.
I can just throw it out of the way so that I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, you can give me a list of 100 things, and I can tell them to you forward, backward, and inside out now, just because I've challenged myself to turn into a hyper focus of studying how to have memory.
yeah.
But not natural though. No, I really had to earn it.
Yep.
The coping mechanisms.
Oh yeah. So we're number 8, I think.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Was how often are you distracted by activity or noise going on around you?
Oh my gosh.
100%.
All the
Hyper
time.
aware of everything.
Uh-huh.
How often do you leave your seat in meetings or situations in which you are expected to remain seated?
Any that I can.
All the time.
Any options that I can get. Even if I just have to do this for a minute.
Yeah.
I can be like,
A little distance from the
Yep.
chair is good
And I'm
enough.
so,
Action when you stand up and move and walk somewhere.
oh yeah.
they're astounded because they couldn't comprehend someone getting up in this meeting because it's so important. But then my brain.
And I run myself so ragged that if I ever do actually get to a moment where I can relax, I'm out. And so I have to have something engaging.
Cool.
Or
Yeah.
That's the best way to be.
Yeah, I wish I could be out when I sat down.
So done.
Love that.
It's when you've spent it all, you're just done.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
How often do you feel restless or fidgety?
Every minute of my life.
Time.
How often do you have
Till I burn out.
difficulty unwinding and relaxing, even when you have time to yourself?
Oh.
Probably you sub. Sorry, you can't hear more.
All right.
Well, I mean, Jesus did die to forgive your sins. So.
Yeah, every so often. Yeah.
Moderation.
And
Oh, I'm a monster in the holidays. I just can't chill out. I just can't. Everyone wants to play games. I'm like, oh, let me die. Game shows. I get so angry watching that game show. You want to make me mad? Watch The Price is Right or something. I want to punch that Bob Barker in the face again. He's dead. But that next guy, I don't know his name. Howie or something?
Oh, is it Howie Mandel?
Might be. That's how good we all are.
I don't know.
None of us go watch game shows.
No. I don't watch any TV.
I literally turn on a show in the background while I'm working.
Oh,
So I like to have a show on while I read a book.
oh yeah. Yeah, seriously. Got to be three things at the same time.
Because then she'd be like, you're not even watching that. I'd be like, whatever. He just said this and
yeah.
she said that and this just happened. And she's like,
Yeah.
you're reading a book?
Yeah.
And then she's like, and you can't hear me?
Yeah, valid.
And then watching TikTok same time.
At the same time. Yep.
Flip. Oh, I love it. That's the best thing ever in the world for ADHD is just TikTok.
Oh, 6-second dopamine shots?
Oh yeah, flip.
Go viral.
Oh yeah.
Training everyone else to have a shorter.
We're used to it. We're
Right.
doing it
This is increasing our attention
just
span.
make
You know?
everybody else weird.
You're getting 6 seconds deep in that video. Like,
They're gonna catch up to us.
yeah.
Then our show will be really popular.
How often do you find yourself talking too much in social situations?
Sorry, everybody knows me. Everybody that knows Paul Jenkins right now is just rolling out of their seats laughing. It's like that guy won't shut the hell
Oh,
up.
dude, we have these B&I meetings and like, there's usually only you and me who talk out of turn.
Oh,
For
yeah,
the
yeah.
most part, the rest of the room is pretty locked
boy.
down. But every once in a while, you'll get us and we're just like, start heckling. And then once you start, you feel like you got to keep going.
Oh boy, yeah, that's me. I get everybody rolling out of their seats. Oh, and then these little jokes just pop into my head, so I just can't keep quiet. Like the other day, I was asking the guy next to me, it was my dentist, said, "Hey, you ever seen a fly with golden teeth?" Looks at me really weird because I'm in pest control, right? And he's like, "No, I haven't." So I showed him my zipper. Thinking it was up.
Right, thank goodness it was up. Right.
That'd been awkward.
Hey, being in pest control, do you know what kind of bees make milk?
Oh no.
Boobies.
Boobies. Oh, God. Bees. Oh, you're killing me.
I'll be here all week.
Around farmers, and they only told me what a cow is with 2 legs.
Oh no.
Lean beef.
Lean beef. Oh boy.
When you are, when you're in a conversation, how often do you find yourself finishing the sentences of the people who you are talking to before they can finish them themselves?
That is something I try to work on because I know that's irritating, and I just right now will apologize to everybody for that.
Oh boy.
Me too.
I'm sorry. I truly am. I can't help it. Now you know we can't help it. It's
Oh, yeah.
impulse control. Is that
I'm
exactly?
sitting on the edge of my seat, leaning forward. Wait
If everybody
for
would
it.
just talk faster, it would be easier.
Seriously.
Well, and add less
Fillers.
like uselessness.
Right. And,
into, like you get the idea of what's being said in like the first 10 seconds, and there's 40 seconds more, and you're just like,
Please stop talking.
Yeah, and then
Naturally aspirated when we got the turbo.
That's
or
right.
detail that doesn't matter, that's not part of the content of the story. They'll be like, so there's this one guy, and his name was Jared, no, maybe Jason. You're like, oh, freak, you already lost me.
Yeah, I know.
Do not care.
Yep. Who cares?
I feel like we also do that though, but what we do is we take and we know the end of it, and our brain runs there a million miles an hour, and
We're trying to like,
try to explain our
Oh, yeah.
path, and we get lost. Like,
and then you start talking faster and faster and faster and faster and faster.
and then you just
Oh, yeah.
catch in the moment, and then you wind up talking on something.
And their eyes are glazed. You're like, oh, I just lost you.
Yes, yeah.
You check out, and you're like,
It must look so funny for me to walk up talking squirrel.
Yep.
Don't know what he said.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gone squirrel.
How often have difficulty waiting your turn in situations where taking turns is required? I don't feel like that was the one that I felt like
I kind of have that locked in on. I don't have that quite of an impulsive control.
When I was younger, though, if you
When
go to
you're
your
young,
natural
very much
state,
so. When I was younger,
yeah, I'd take every turn. If you're not going to go right now, I'm on. Boom,
I'm
let's do
pushing
it.
you
My
right
turn.
out of the way.
Yeah,
valid.
if the boat's ready and who's the next to go water skiing? Well, nobody said anything. I'm back in the water.
Valid.
Yeah, but now obviously we learned a little
Right,
bit
you
of
gotta
manners.
learn.
the last coup de grace question. How often do you interrupt others while they are?
Don't you get this immediate thought? It's intrusive, and you gotta. Oh my gosh, that's so weird. You gotta tell
You
somebody
gotta just
right
blurt
now.
it out.
And so everybody in this room, everybody else in the room shares your ADHD because it's contagious because you take everybody sideways.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we've all done a pretty good job in the podcast to try to let the other talk. There's a huge effort we all make.
Oh boy, now our knees are bouncing.
Yeah, I know.
I was gonna say like with this podcast, it's interesting because it's like most of the people that we've had on don't really have
Really
like
bad
but like this one is just like
Yeah.
because like it's
There's
just
occasions,
everyone.
I'm trying to
you
think
know?
who was the other one that was really ADHD. Brock. We had Brock on it.
Oh boy.
Well, I remember I was sitting here on that one, and I was still figuring it out.
Yeah,
we
we-
were trying to swap angles on that. Why hasn't?
Yeah, we've changed so much stuff. It's been kind of hard for us to standardize and get out. We have a ton. Once we kind of get it dialed in, sounds like we're getting.
Oh yeah. Guns will be done. So I did the first hour and 15 minutes of it. So there's 15 minutes.
Dang, his was an hour and a half.
And after that day, I said, "Hey, an hour."
Yeah, that's right. Right, because that's right. We did an hour and then we cut it into two. Yeah, okay. Even that, you have to figure out your format, your timing, your everything, dude. All of this stuff, like you have to figure out.
Oh yeah, you probably got trailer music going in and extra things to add.
Not yet.
into
We
it.
need to.
Did you get my text on that?
Vaguely. Yeah, I seem like I remembered.
So I found an AI thing.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, and I have a really cool idea. We need to get somebody working on the graphics. I need somebody who can.
Describe it to me real quick.
Oh, the.
Just give me the idea.
Oh, so the idea is going to be a train, like a train with cars, but all the different cars are going to be some of our cool projects, right? The monster truck Blazer, the old Impala, the Harley cart, the VTOL, which is a vertical takeoff and landing helicopter. And then on the engine of the train, I want like a hybrid mashup of a bullet train with an old steam-powered locomotive. So some sort of a funky mashup where I'm mixing the modern speed bullet train, but it's going to be steam-powered.
Ooh,
Kind
I
of a
like
thing.
it.
Like kind of just a cool... I don't want to use the
Yeah.
word steampunk because there's so much negative connotations with steampunk, but I kind of am like, I want to have that steam engine idea there, but again, a modern-looking, gnarly steam engine.
So I did a little bit of video editing. Let me know. I can play around with some things. I just got a new computer. It's like a $3,500 decked out of everything on it.
Uh-huh.
Da Vinci guy or Pro?
Oh no, actually, I'm using a Pinnacle Studio 30E3.
I've heard about that one. I haven't.
It's a little bit more. You can be an amateur and still do professional work. So I'll have to show you some of the features I can do with that.
Okay, make me a logo for the ADHD Express YouTube channel that features
A train where the engine is a hybrid of a bullet train and an steam engine.
Nice.
with a train that is hybrid.
Modern bullet train and
Anyway, there's new AI features that you can say that and it'll make it
that's
for
what
you.
he's doing.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're-
There
and
you
we've all
go.
been kind of dabbling with them and stuff, and it's just
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, you can do some really cool. Is that Soro or whatever?
And I clicked on Copilot. This is built into the Windows.
yeah,
Wild.
Nice.
that's some pretty amazing stuff.
Woo.
And
We might have to
type
work on that
file
too.
you guys
I was gonna
Right,
say,
okay.
I was gonna say
It'll
we
be a reveal.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it'll be a reveal.
kind of we did the ADHD test, but we didn't get to learn quite as much about you.
Oh yeah,
Gonna have
we
to-
out of time.
We're pretty close to, we need to start wrapping it up. We're at 58 minutes, so we'll kind of wrap it up. But yeah, and that's okay. That's why I said like a lot of these people that come on, we just need to have you on again.
Oh,
Like, as we
absolutely.
start
Yeah.
getting that traction, we'll just kind of bring people on and we can kind of dig into some of the different things, the hows, the whys, because I mean,
Sure.
there's again probably 2 episodes on how and why you have the different businesses that you have.
Sure. And this is the 20-second nutshell about me. When I went to go see a therapist, he's basically, I'm not going to do anything for you, Paul, because here's the deal. You've got so many coping mechanisms that were probably better than us putting you on Adderall that I'm not going to touch it. He says he's probably your superpower. Maybe you want to just leave it alone. And so I've kind of gone that direction with it, but it would have been like nice to know back in time if I could have done an hour's worth of homework instead of 4.
Right.
But anyway, with that superpower, I feel like I would not have a really good time just doing one job. I had somebody ask me the other day, hey, Paul, if you could just do one job, what would it be? I'm like, oh, that would suck.
Yeah, I would manage some dude's like 10 collection of 10 businesses. Outsmarted that sucker.
Yeah, that's it. Just manage everything at the same time. You just one thing would just bore you.
It would bore you so much, man.
Then all your eggs in one basket, and if you don't have a great day at that one something, you just didn't have a great day. But you got the other 4 things. I'll tell you what, I love coaching the gymnastics, and I've got these kids that come in. I've got a bunch of girls coming in right now to be cheerleaders, and they're right on the brink of having those backflips, and talking them through that fear has just been so cool because there's just so many things that people can relate with fear. And I guess the background behind that is you always go where you're looking. And so when you're doing a round off or a backflip, wherever you're looking is where you're going to go. And that's how I felt. You have to get that vision when you're doing ADHD. You got to hone it in. You got to take notes. You got to figure out your process. You got to take a lot more effort than the normal Joe has to take. But I also think there's some dopamine that's related to that. That might be for another podcast sometime.
Dopamine mining.
Oh yeah, that dopamine, man, that's what we're all about.
It is.
We just didn't have enough of it, so we're looking for a fill.
Always, every day.
Yeah, which leads to a lot of addictive things. It makes it really tough to relate with people because you just got to have that fix. And that's why we jump motorcycles off hills or do backflips on our birthday.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and like it is. People don't understand why you go and do like you're like it. To me, it's not a crazy thing to do.
No, gives you focus.
Yeah.
It seems to turn up your ambition for the rest of things in your life. And when those things are going well, it relates to the rest of your life. You just take that energy. But I don't think I'd change anything about me. Absolutely, I would not change anything about me. I love the way I am. I probably drive everybody else crazy.
Yeah.
I really think it's a superpower. It can be a superpower, or it can be like a super. Some people it just takes them to the success, but it's like the 2 extremes.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've yet to meet someone that's like really balanced in the middle.
And that's life, though, Daniel. Because like when there's that analogy of the 2 sons raised by the abusive alcoholic father. One is a millionaire and is super set up in life and his life perfect.
Never drank his
and
entire
the other
life.
one is just like dad. And they both say, "Well, why are you the way you are?" Oh, because I was raised. So you just
perspective.
That is, you can make the best out of anything. The one who had the dad maybe just realized I don't want to be that guy. Learn from it, and ways to turn that negative into a positive. I don't.
Right. Well, cool, you guys. That is our time for today. Paul, thank you so much for joining us, and I really look forward to get you scheduled out here. Maybe towards the end of the summer again, we'll get you back out here on the show, and we'll.
Oh, I'd love it.
We'll dig in a little bit deeper. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna do the football game thing. We're gonna make that work. That is going to be our next podcast. Is you're going to be DJing. We're going to do the podcast before the party really gets going.
Oh, nice.
Totally live.
And also, I got an ambulance that I'm going to deck out here soon and put some more equipment and gear on it.
Nice.
So I'm going to have to.
Yeah, it's already like a mobile DJ ambulance that is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We'll make sure we get lots of coverage on all that
And
stuff.
that's another fun story we'll share someday.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, you guys.